Midfielders are key players in any football team, often seen as the engine of the game. They are versatile athletes responsible for both the offensive and defensive transitions, with the ability to control the tempo of the match. The role of the midfielder has evolved significantly over time, from simple ball distributors to complete playmakers who influence every aspect of the game. The early history of midfielders in football dates back to the late 19th century, when the halfback position was introduced. Players in this role were tasked with both defending and setting up attacks, lying between the defense and forwards. As football tactics developed, especially in the early 20th century, the role of the midfielder became more refined. In the 1920s, a clear distinction emerged between defensive and attacking midfielders. This period saw the introduction of the pivot player, responsible for organizing play and intercepting opposition attacks. During the 1950s and 1960s, midfielders began to take on more dynamic roles. In the era of total football, made famous by the Dutch national team and Ajax, midfielders were required to be adaptable, often switching between attacking and defensive duties as the match evolved. This era saw players like Johan Cruyff revolutionizing the way midfielders operated, with an emphasis on intelligence, vision, and creativity. Midfielders were no longer just responsible for providing simple passes. They became the focal point for building attacks, with a more fluid and attacking style of play. The 1980s and 1990s ushered in an era of highly specialized midfield roles. The attacking midfielder, often referred to as the number 10, became a prominent figure, exemplified by players such as Diego Maradona, Zinedine Zidane, and Ronaldinho. These players were the creative geniuses who could dribble, pass, and score, dictating the pace and direction of the game. Meanwhile, the defensive midfielder role became more pronounced, with players like Claude Makelele and Patrick Vieira acting as the shield for the defense, breaking up opposition attacks and distributing the ball. In the 2000s, football continued to evolve, and midfielders grew increasingly versatile. The concept of a box-to-box midfielder emerged, where players were expected to contribute both defensively and offensively, covering large portions of the pitch. This period saw the rise of players like Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, and Yaya Touré, who could control the game from deep but also make crucial contributions in attack. In more recent years, modern midfielders are required to possess a combination of technical skills, tactical awareness, and physicality. The role has expanded further with the advent of deep-lying playmakers, exemplified by players like Xavi Hernandez and Andrea Pirlo. These players operate deeper on the pitch, dictating play from a distance with their exceptional passing range and vision. At the same time, central midfielders such as Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes have become the creative hubs for their teams, providing key passes and assists that lead to goals. The modern game also sees the introduction of pressing midfielders, who focus on regaining possession through high-intensity pressing. Players like N'Golo Kante and Fabinho are known for their relentless work rate and ability to break up opposition plays, ensuring their team maintains possession and can launch quick counterattacks. Throughout their development, midfielders have become one of the most crucial positions on the field, often considered the most complete players due to their ability to influence both attacking and defensive play. Their evolution continues to shape the way football is played, as modern tactics demand more of them than ever before. The versatility, intelligence, and technical ability required of a midfielder today make them indispensable to any team, as they act as both creators and destroyers, with an impact that can decide the outcome of a match. As the game continues to evolve, midfielders have also become key players in the tactical battle that unfolds on the pitch. The demand for more specialized skills has led to the rise of different types of midfielders, each with a unique set of responsibilities. Central midfielders, for example, are expected to act as the heartbeat of the team, maintaining possession, distributing passes, and contributing defensively. These players often need to strike a balance between creativity and work rate, as they are involved in nearly every phase of play. In addition to the traditional central and defensive midfield roles, the role of the attacking midfielder has transformed in response to the growing emphasis on pressing and high-intensity play. The modern attacking midfielder is required to not only create goal-scoring opportunities with their vision and flair, but also to contribute defensively by pressing the opposition and winning back possession. This has blurred the lines between traditional attacking midfielders and the more defensive-minded players, with some midfielders now capable of playing across multiple roles, depending on the needs of the team. The increased importance of passing and ball control has led to a higher demand for technical proficiency in midfielders. Modern players are expected to have the ability to pass the ball with both feet, from short and long distances and under pressure. The emergence of deep-lying playmakers, players who can control the tempo of a match from a deeper position, has also become more common, with the ability to dictate the flow of the game from the back. These midfielders often have a higher football IQ, capable of reading the game and making decisions quickly in order to launch counterattacks or dictate possession. Meanwhile, the rise of the false nine and fluid attacking formations has led to even more flexibility in midfield roles. In many cases, a traditional attacking midfielder is now more integrated into the forward line, playing as a hybrid forward who drops deeper into the midfield to overload the opposition. This evolution has given managers more tactical options, as players are no longer confined to a specific position on the field, but are expected to fluidly interchange roles, creating an unpredictable attacking setup. Moreover, physicality has become a critical attribute for many midfielders, as modern football demands greater stamina, strength, and agility. In addition to being able to control the ball and make intelligent passes, players must be capable of covering large areas of the pitch, competing in tackles, and providing an all-around contribution to the team's success. Midfielders like N'Golo Kante, who excel at winning the ball back and covering ground quickly, epitomize this new breed of dynamic, hard-working players who are indispensable in a high-pressing, fast-paced environment. Tactically, the concept of the midfield triangle has become essential, with managers often opting for formations that allow their team to control the center of the pitch. Whether through a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, or 3-5-2 setup, the midfielders are central to maintaining balance, controlling possession, and supporting both the defense and the attack. Their positioning and decision-making in these formations can have a significant impact on the overall flow of the game. With the globalization of football, the role of the midfielder has also become more diverse. Players from different parts of the world bring their unique styles and approaches to the game, further enriching the midfield position. European leagues have seen a rise in midfielders from Africa, South America, and Asia, each contributing their own flair, creativity, or tactical discipline. This international diversity in playing styles has made the role of the midfielder even more dynamic, with each new generation of players pushing the boundaries of what is possible on the field. As the sport continues to develop, the future of the midfielder looks set to evolve further. With the increasing use of technology and data analytics, there is a growing emphasis on understanding and enhancing a midfielder's contribution to the team through metrics such as passing accuracy, distance covered, and pressing intensity. These insights help shape player development, as clubs look to refine the role of the midfielder and produce more complete players who can excel in a variety of situations. Ultimately, midfielders remain among the most important players on the pitch, possessing the technical, tactical, and physical attributes required to shape the game. Whether dictating play, breaking up attacks, or scoring goals, midfielders are pivotal in both the defensive and offensive phases of the game. Their ability to adapt to different systems, control the rhythm of matches, and make decisive contributions has solidified their status as the central figures in the modern football landscape. The future of midfielders seems increasingly oriented towards specialization combined with versatility, as football tactics evolve in response to changes in player fitness, technology, and training methods. With football becoming faster and more tactical, there is an emphasis on players who can offer immediate impact in multiple areas. Midfielders will continue to be essential in managing the flow of the game, but their roles will become even more fluid as modern football increasingly demands adaptability and the ability to perform under pressure. A growing trend is the rise of hybrid midfielders who possess the qualities of multiple roles. These players are able to seamlessly transition between attacking, defending, and creating, depending on the needs of the team at any given moment. This trend stems from the increasing reliance on systems that prioritize quick transitions and flexible positioning. Midfielders like Joshua Kimmich and Rodri, for example, have adapted their play styles to be able to function both as defensive anchors and as creative distributors in their teams. As the game grows more competitive, there is also a stronger emphasis on the mental attributes of midfielders. Managers are looking for players with high football intelligence, capable of making quick decisions in high-pressure situations. Midfielders must be able to read the game, anticipate movements, and understand not just their role, but also the tactical setup of both their team and the opposition. This cognitive aspect of the game has become a key factor in the selection and development of midfielders, making it as important as technical skill or physical prowess. Another key aspect of modern midfielders is their increasing involvement in set pieces, particularly in delivering crosses, corners, and free kicks. Players like James Ward-Prowse or Christian Eriksen have transformed their ability to take set pieces into a weapon for their teams, where midfielders are tasked not only with generating play from open play, but also with contributing to goal-scoring opportunities from set-piece situations. This ability adds a new dimension to their roles, as they now affect games from multiple avenues. The globalization of football has also had a profound impact on how midfielders are developed. Training methods and youth academies now focus on creating midfielders who are comfortable with the ball, able to think ahead, and quick to adapt to different playing styles. Football federations and clubs around the world, particularly in countries with less tradition in football, have adopted more advanced techniques to nurture. Continue next episode coming soon.